मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लांघायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणम्। नमयों विष्णुपादाय श्रीगौरप्रियमूर्तये श्रीमते भक्तिवल्लभतीर्थगोस्वामिनामिने। कृपया क्षमतामपराधिजनं कलुषायुतशक्तसुदीननरं सुपथे परिचालय सर्वदिनं। प्रणमामि च माधवदेवपदम्। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। तप्तकाञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधाकांत नमोस्तुते। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, 11th chapter, verse number 13, we started yesterday. Kshetragya Atma Purushah Puranah Sakshat Swayam Jyotirajah Pareshah Narayano Bhagavan Vasudevah Swa Mayayatmanya Avadhiyamanah यथा अनिलः स्थावर जंगमानां आत्मस्वरूपेण निविष्ठईषत् ईशेत एवं परो भगवान् वासुदेवः क्षेत्रज्ञ आत्मेद अनुप्रविष्टः। तिनी आत्मा अर्थात सर्वव्यापी, द Paramatma or Supreme Lord is Sarvavyapi, all pervasive. Jagat Karan, he is the cause of this material world. Complete being, self-manifest and unborn. He is the master or the controller of all the demigods also. Avartini Narayan, he is also Narayan. Narayana means Sarva Jive Rashray. Nara Ayana. Ayana means shelter, abode, and Nara means the living entities. So Nara Ayana Narayana. Shaishwarya Purna Bhagavan, he is the Supreme Lord, rich or full of the sixfold opulences in totality. Sarvabhuter Avasa Vasudev, and he is Vasudeva. Tini स्वीय माया द्वारा जीवात्मा ते ताहार नियंत्र रूपे वर्तमान थाकेन. He is controlling all the living entities through his own energy Maya. The Maya by which all the living entities are controlled is under the control of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. So, we say, you see, in India particularly, people worship Durga, Chandi, Kali, etc. They say that she is the controller. It is true that she is the controller. Therefore, we should please her. But it is actually the Supreme Lord who is controlling all the living entities through her, through his Maya. Therefore, if the Supreme Lord is pleased, then automatically Maya and all other demigods, they are pleased. So here, through Maya, the Supreme Lord is controlling all the living entities. वायु जेमन प्राण रूपे स्थावर जंगमादि सर्वभूतेर अभ्यंतरे प्रविष्ट হইয়া তাহাদিকে নিয়মিত করে সেই রূপ ক্ষেত্রজ্ঞ আত্মা পরম পুরুষ বাসুদেব এই বিশ্ব প্রপঞ্চে প্রবিষ্ট হইয়া তাহার উপর আধিপত্য করেন. Just like the life air enters into all the living entities, and that air is controlling all the living entities. The life air is controlling all the living entities. You cannot say, no, I will not let the air enter inside me. No, that is not possible. The life air is present everywhere. The air is present everywhere, isn't it? Everywhere in all the living entities. Even a person who is dead, within him also there is air. But because Atma is not there, there is no function of the air. In a similar manner, the Supreme Lord is entering into all the various universes. He is entering into all the living entities and controlling them. An example is given of a life air. Just like a life air enters into the living entities and controls everyone, in a similar manner, the Supreme Lord is entering into each of the universes. There are innumerable universes created from all his sweat pores. Each sweat pore is producing millions of universes. We know of only one earthly planet, not even full universe. One planet within the universe we know. But there are innumerable universes. The Lord is, from the sweat pores of the Lord they are coming out. With every exhalation, there is creation of the universes. Inhalation, all the universes enter back into him. That is why yesterday we heard about Brahma. There are infinite Brahmas, not 1, 2, 3, 4. To control this particular planet, there is one Brahma. To control another planet, to control universes, there are several Brahmas. Not one is enough. But Brahma is thinking, oh, I am all in all. There is no one superior to me. He even didn't understand that there are innumerable universes and therefore innumerable creators. He could not understand this. Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes in the commentary, Baddha jiver jemon vyavaharai sansarik karyoi sarvada avadhaner manojoger বিষয় तद्रूप मुक्त जीवेर अवधानेर বিষয় কি अर्थात मुक्त जीव কাহাকে নিরন্তর হৃদয়ে ধারণ করেন ইহার অপেক্ষায় বলতেছেন ক্ষেত্রজ্ঞ যিনি ক্ষেত্রের সমগ্র রূপে জ্ঞাতা अर्थात परमात्मा এই অর্থ. In the previous verse we heard about the Jivatma and Mukta Jiva, liberated soul. He is able to see the activities of the mind of all the living entities. How the mind controls the living entities, how the mind comes into manifestation and unmanifested state. During awakened and during the dreaming state, the mind is manifest, and in the deep sleep state, the mind becomes unmanifest. Liberated soul is able to is the witness of all these things. He is able to see. Now he is talking about Paramatma. Just like the living entities, the conditioned, we heard in the purport of the previous verse that there are two types of Jivatmas, living entities. One is Mukta and other is Baddha, liberated and conditioned. The conditioned living soul is always thinking about material sense enjoyment, material attachments, and material things. So, what does the Jivatma think? Muktatma think about? If the activities of a conditioned soul is to think, contemplate about the material sense objects, material relations, then what are the activities of Muktatma, the liberated soul? So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is writing here, thinking about Paramatma, about Kshetragya. In this verse it is talked about Kshetragya. Kshetragya means Kshetragya. Kshetra means the field of action. Gya means knower. Knower of the fields of action. This body is a field of action. We are knowers of our own field of action, body, the Atma. That's why Atma is called Kshetragya. But Supreme Lord is Kshetragya of all the living entities. If ant is biting this Prabhu, I cannot feel, oh, ant is biting me, isn't it? Can I feel? If someone is, sick, ill, will I become also sick? Or will I also be, troubled due to the sickness? No. Because my Atma basically cannot have the knowledge of other fields of action, other body. But Supreme Lord is all pervasive. He is present in all the living entities. Which means if the ant is biting a person, then Paramatma is also getting the ant bite. Isn't it? Isn't it?
He's causing it.
He's causing it. He is not suffering the bite of the ant. No. He is just the witness. In Upanishads it is said, a comparison of a tree branch. On the branch of the tree, there are two birds. One bird is eating the fruit and other bird is just witnessing what this other bird is doing. So, the bird that is eating the fruit is Jivatma. He is experiencing the sweetness of the fruit or the bitterness of the sweet of the fruit, or the spice of the fruit, whatever it is, of what he has performed in the past, the fruits of the karma, he is experiencing it. But Paramatma is simply watching. He is not experiencing it because he is transcendental. He is supreme. So here, even though Paramatma is there, this example, like, oh, I am not able to feel others' pain, means my Atma is only pervasive here. But Lord's Atma is all pervasive, means he will be able to feel my pain also, this person's pain or that person's pain also. No, he is not. He is beyond all these pains and pleasures. He is always in supreme bliss. Tini Atma Arthat Vyapak. He is all pervasive. Purana bolite Akhila Jagater Karanaswarupa. He is the cause of all the universes. He is the cause of all the living entities. Purusha Akriti Vishishta, and he is called as Purusha. Purusha means enjoyer. The meaning of Purusha is enjoyer. Ordinarily, the another meaning is that those who live in Pura. Pura means a place of residence. So the one who is living in a place, that is called Purusha. The Atma is living in this body, Purusha. So the general meaning is Purusha means male. Males are called as Purusha. Females are called as Stri in Sanskrit. But Purusha, another meaning, is a neutral gender also. It's not particularly masculine gender, it is a neutral gender also. Neutral gender means, you understand neutral gender? You don't understand. Neither male nor female. Thing, object. No, not transgender. No, not transgender. It's a neutral. It's not transgender also. So, it's a neutral gender. Neutral gender means that can be used for male or for female also. That's called neutral gender. Huh? No, that is in the general terms unisex. They call it as unisex.
But
No, that is
living or non-living?
living.
Living.
Yes.
And is neither male nor female.
The word is neutral. Means Purusha. Means one who lives in a body is called Purusha. So that can be applied to a male also, female also, isn't it? Male is also living in a body, female is also living in a body. A dog is also living in a body. A cat is also living in a body. So they can also be called as Purusha. Okay, that's why this is a neutral gender. Neutral gender means it is applicable both to, it can be applied as male or a female.
I don't understand.
You don't still understand.
So who are you talking about? You're speaking about Paramatma.
I'm talking about the word Purusha.
Oh, the word Purusha. But it applies to the Lord or applies to Jivas?
Everyone.
So why not, what you're saying is we're neither male nor female, we're neutral.
I'm not saying we are neutral. Let me explain one more time.
Sorry.
Purusha.
He's talking about Purusha.
Yes. Purusha means pure vasati iti Purusha. One who is staying in a place can be called as Purusha. We are staying in this body. Therefore, we are Purusha. Atma can be addressed as Purusha. Because the Atma is living in a body. Whether it is a male body or female body is not talked about here. Okay. The one who is living in a body is called Purusha. Sanskrit has different meanings. Okay. Purusha means male. Purusha means enjoyer. Purusha also means a person who is living in a place, in a body. Okay. So if you don't understand, no problem.
No, I understand so far.
Now you understand. Okay. It's just about the Sanskrit, the Sanskrit grammar I'm talking about, or meanings I'm talking about. Purusha, Supreme Lord is Purusha. Purusha means he has a form. There is a form and he is an enjoyer. Swayam Jyotihi, Arthat Swaprakasha. He is self-manifest. Nobody can know him by knowledge, by analysis, by power, by skill, none of these things. He is self-manifest. When he wants to become manifest, he will be understood. When he, becomes unmanifest, he cannot be understood. That is why to the karmis, jnanis, and mayavadis, etc., he is unmanifest. He is as Brahman or Paramatma, but he is manifest for the devotees. They can see his form, they can see his pastimes, they can see his qualities, because he is manifest only for the devotees. He is Swayam Prakash, just like the sun. The sun we can see as a globe of shining, illuminating globe we can see. We can see the sun as a disk. And we get closer, we see that there is a sun god, presiding deity behind the disk sun. So, we have to understand that as we get closer to the object of our realization, the more diversity or the more clarity we will have about that object. Like if you see an object from a very distant place, we see a mountain from a very distant place, we see, wow, so many trees, big trees. We don't see the mountain. We see it's a place of full of trees. But if you get closer, you will see, oh, this is a mountain having so many trees. If you still get closer, you will see, oh, there are pathways in this mountain also. There are water bodies in this mountain. If you still go closer, you will see there are only not raised trees, there are also small bushes and the grass. You will see what is the variety of the trees, what is the name of the trees. We can all animals, all the details of the tree
Rocks.
yes, we can see of the mountain. In a similar manner, the more closer we go to Supreme Lord, from a distant place, He is all pervasive, He is everywhere. If you go a little closer, He is a localized aspect. Still further closer we go, we will see, oh, He has hands, He has legs, He has eyes, He has a form, He has His own abode. We will be able to see all the minor details as we get closer and closer to Supreme Lord. But if we want to stop our journey at the Paramatma platform, if we stop our journey at the platform of the Brahman, then we will not be able to see the supreme form of the Lord. So He is Purusha, He is Swayam Prakasha, He is self-manifest. Aja, Maik Janmadi Shunya, He is Aja, means He has no birth, material birth like us. When Krishna was born, He appeared from the womb. It was not like the birth of any ordinary child in this material world. At first, Krishna appeared in the heart of Vasudeva. From the heart of Vasudeva, Krishna got transformed into the heart of Devaki. And from there, he entered into the womb of Devaki. Top down, not bottom up. Supreme Lord descends. Nobody can give birth to Supreme Lord. He comes down by His own will. He has descended to the heart of Vasudeva. From the heart of Vasudeva, He entered into the heart of Devaki and there to the womb. But from the womb also, Krishna did not appear like an ordinary child. From the womb, He directly appeared in a four-handed Narayana form, Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. Inside a womb, if a boy is carrying Chakra, mother will say, doctor, please operate and get this child out quickly. Isn't it? He appeared from the womb. He did not take birth like an ordinary child. So, He is called as Aja. He has no birth.
But didn't He take birth from the womb of Yasoda Ma?
No.
But He took birth and there was from Yasoda.
No. Yashoda gave birth to a baby girl, isn't it? Yes. She gave birth to a girl.
But then Vasudeva Krishna merged with Rajendrananda Krishna. We read that pastime.
Yes. When
so that Rajendrananda Krishna, who took birth.
yes, this is a very deep, esoteric kind of explanation by the Vaishnava Acharyas, that he also appeared, like she gave birth to a boy and a girl.
Yes.
Okay, but we will not go into that details now. Pareshah, Parabolite, Brahmadiravu, Ishwar, Karnarnavashai, Narayan. He is Paresha. Paresha means He is the Ishwar of all the gods. Means He is the controller of all demigods. Bhagavan bolite Sharaishwaryapurna Vaikuntha Nath, and He is called as Bhagavan. Bhagavan means He who is rich with the sixfold opulences. I am not explaining this because we heard all these yesterday. Vasudeva, Vasudeva Nandan Sri Mathuradir Adhipati. Vasudeva means son of Vasudeva. He is son of Vasudeva, Vasudeva. Swa Mayaya Sushtu अमायया अर्थात निष्कपटे मुक्त जीव जहाँ के निज मने अवधानेर विषयभूत कुर्याथाक्यन. The pure souls or the pure devotees, they see this Supreme Lord in their heart always. Because in Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord Shiva is telling about the purity of Vasudeva. Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Shabditam. The meaning of Vasudeva is Vishuddha Sattva Tattva. Vishuddha means purified goodness. Purified goodness, not material goodness, material modes of goodness, passion, ignorance, but he is purified goodness, means beyond the three modes of material nature. Therefore, the Lord has appeared in the heart of Vasudeva, means where there is pure goodness, there the Lord appears. And Devaki, the meaning of Devaki is devotion. When the pure goodness is mixed with devotion, then there is birth of Krishna. That is the significance of Vasudeva and Devaki's son Krishna. When the pure goodness comes in contact with devotion, then there is the appearance of Krishna. So here, where can Krishna take birth? Where can Krishna take birth? Anywhere, in the purified heart. When there is purified goodness with devotion, in that heart, Krishna will make his appearance. Therefore, not necessary that only in the next Dwapar Yuga, again Vasudeva and Devaki are there, then Krishna will take birth. No. Krishna's birth is eternal. Wherever there is pure devotion in the heart of the devotee, Krishna's appearance is eternally going on. When will he appear? Not on Krishna Janmashtami only. Any day he can appear. Any time he can appear. So, but he accepted that particular day to come to this material world to purify that, tithi. But not necessary that he will appear only on that day. He can appear any day, any time, anywhere. Not only in Mathura, but he can appear anywhere in the world. अथवा स्वमाया बोलते निज स्वरूप शक्ति व कृपार सहित जिनी भक्त हृदये विराजमान. Also, he is present in the heart of all the living entities through his Swarupa Shakti, through his internal potency. The Lord is performing the pastimes in the hearts of the pure devotees always. How is it possible? How can he play pastimes in the heart? Heart is so small thing. The doctors can remove the heart and keep it outside. They can do heart surgery, isn't it? Where is the place for Lord to perform the pastimes? The transcendental objects, they have no space limit. They cannot be restricted by space. They cannot be, no space is small for them, no space is big for them. Because it's a conscious thing. When it comes to matter, there is properties. Okay, what are the dimensions of this? What is the weight of this? What is the height of this? When it comes to any matter, it is described by height, width, length, weight, isn't it? But the conscious unit is not measured. These are not the measures of that. The conscious unit can be present anywhere. How many conscious units can be here? How many conscious units? Millions. How many physical bodies can be here? Few. So conscious units, there is no limit. Physical, we have some physical body, physical objects. There is length, width. This room will limit only this many people. That's all. But for conscious units, there is no such limit. Therefore, the Lord, even though unlimited, he can limit himself to anything. Anayor aniyan mahato mahiyan. The one of the siddhis is the person can become even very minute than the minutest, minute than atomic particle. Mahato mahiyan can become even very bigger, huge, gigantic than the gigantic oceans and the mountains. Hanuman, example, when he had to go to Lanka, he was standing on the mountain to jump over the ocean, and he increased his form, isn't it? He has increased his form, huge form he took, and he was traveling by the sea. Means he's flying on the sea. There is one demon that came on the way. She had opened the mouth, and Hanuman went inside. He went inside the mouth of that, and he became small and came out again from the mouth or the nose of that demon. He came to Lanka. Lankini and so many others are guarding, nobody should enter. Hanuman became a very small ant, very, very small. And then he entered. The doors are closed, big, big doors. Who will keep it open for Hanuman to come? They are all closed, nicely locked. But for an ant, everywhere he is welcome. You cannot stop him. So he assumed a very, very small, minute form, and he entered. And then he became normal. So for transcendental beings, it is not impossible. For us, it's all mythology. How can a person become small and big?
Ate the moon, he ate the moon or the sun?
Sun.
Ate the sun. How can you eat the sun?
He wanted to eat the sun, he didn't eat. He thought it's a fruit.
Oh.
He thought
He
it is a
became
fruit.
big enough to eat it.
Yes. And he went there, and that's why his mouth got burnt. So, the Supreme Lord is performing pastime in the hearts of all the living entities. Not all the living entities, sorry, pure devotees. Sei Bhagavan Mukta Jiver Sulabhai Iha Drishtantir Sahita Bolite Chan. That Lord is very easily attained by the liberated souls. Example is given, Jatha Atma Sarupena Bolite Pranarupe ईशेत ईशित यही विश्व के नियंत्रण बोलते चैन अर्थात सर्वव्यापी वायु जे रूप प्राण रूपे स्थावर जंगम सकल पदार्थे प्रविष्ट होइया सकले नियंत्रण करे से रूप क्षेत्रज्ञ आत्मा परम पुरुष भगवान वासुदेव ए विश्व मध्य अनुप्रविष्ट होइया सकले नियंत्रण करते चैन. जस्ट लाइक द विंड, द एयर एंटर्स इनटू ऑल द लिविंग एंटिटीज, whether mobile or immobile creatures, isn't it? Have you seen the trunk of a tree? In the trunk of the tree there is a small opening in the center. Have you seen that?
Yes.
They are breathing through that. There is an air that is going through that. They are also getting water through that. We are putting water on the roots, and through that roots he is absorbing and supplying to the rest of the tree. And the air, there is a breathing space inside for the tree also. If you cut the tree trunk, in the middle you see a small, opening, capillary kind of opening through which he is breathing. So whether it is Thavara Jangama, mobile or immobile, all creatures, the life air is entering and controlling. In a similar manner, the Supreme Lord is entering into all the universes and controlling everyone. So that is the end of the purport. Na yavadetam tanubhrin narendra vidhuya mayang वयुनोदयेन विमुक्तसंगो जितषड् सपत्नो वेदात्म तत्वं भ्रमति हतावत्। हे नरनाथ, देहधारी जीव जतदिन असत्संग रहित हो षड रिपु विजयी होइया ज्ञानोद्रेकेर द्वारा माया निरसन पूर्वक आत्मतत्व अवगत होते ना पारे ततदिन से ही संसार चक्रे भ्रमण करे। हे नरनाथ, हो king of all the living entities, Jada Bharat is speaking to Rahugana. The living entities, as long as the living entities are not freed from asat sanga, not freed from bad association, as long as they are not, they have not controlled their six enemies. What are they? Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. Lust, greed, anger, envy, infatuation, and Kama, Krodha, madness. Mada. Mada means intoxication, being intoxicated in material things. So, as long as one does not become free from these six enemies, ज्ञानोद्रेक के द्वारा माया निरसन पूर्वक आत्मतत्व अवगत होते ना पारे, as long as the living entity does not become aware of his atma, the truths about his self, means as long as he does not transcend maya, till that time the living entity has to what? Pass through various cycles of birth and death. As long as one is not freed from bad association, as long as one is not freed from the six enemies, and as long as one is not knowledgeable of his own self, till that time the living entity has to pass through the cycle of repeated births and deaths. Okay, we will stop here and continue tomorrow. वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग गंधर्विका गिरिधारी श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन पंचतत्वात्मक श्री गौर हरि की जय। परमाराधितम पतित पावन स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद भक्ति वल्लभ तीर्थ गोस्वामी श्री गुरु महाराज की जय। नित्य लीला प्रविष्टोम विष्णुपाद परमहंस स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद भक्ति दयित माधव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। नित्य लीला प्रविष्टोम विष्णुपाद परमहंस स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की जय। परमहंस श्री गौर किशोरदास बाबा जी महाराज की जय। सच्चिदानंद श्री भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर महाशय की जय। श्री श्री रूपानुग गुरु वर्ग की जय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्ट दास रघुनाथ षड गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि श्री गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण की जय। श्री कृष्ण द्वैपायन वेदव्यास महामुनि की जय। श्री सुखदेव गोस्वामी एवं परीक्षित महाराज की जय। श्री जड़ भरत की जय। श्री रघुगण राजा की जय। समागत भागवत श्रवणकारी भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री कामिका एकादशी तिथिवरा की जय। जय एकादशी तिथिवर पालनकारी भक्तवृंद की जय। चातुर्मास्य व्रत पालनकारी भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री हरि कथा श्रवणकारी भक्तवृंद की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल।